Boom. But speaking about sex, like, have you ever experienced some shit that just like you was like, damn, that is trash? Like, what is trash coochie to you?
To
Like,
me, either too loose, too dry, which could be the guy's fault.
thanks for putting that in there.
Yeah, that definitely could be, or smell. Like any of those three, or any combination of those three, could mean like quote unquote trash pussy.
Definitely. Because I feel like girls be so quick to call men's dick trash. But when we call a girl's coochie trash, it's, oh, you didn't turn her on well enough.
I mean,
I don't like
if
that.
you didn't, it depends though. It depends though, cause like certain bad habits will make her faucet run dry early. You know, like if she's a heavy alcohol, heavy smoking, not drinking enough water, those things will make her be more so dry. But also, if you're not putting in the proper like time beforehand, as far as like foreplay and turning her on, then yeah, it could also make her like be less dry and maybe too tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if such thing as too tight, but yeah, it just depends. Like,
It definitely does. It definitely does. But me personally, I feel like there's no way in hell. Just like how every nigga dick can't be good, every girl's coochie can't be fire. That's just facts. Like, to say every girl's coochie is, or because you know everybody's gonna be like, yeah, my coochie good, blah blah blah. It's no way in the world. I just don't.
I mean, I feel like if she's talking about it like that, it's probably not, just because she probably ain't got no walls from too many different dudes. Now I'm saying, being up in that thing, like if she's out there talking about it like that, like, but yeah.
Cause I feel like that's a big thing on social media. A lot of girls just love saying their coochie's just so good, but it's like, not everybody's coochie can be good.
And to
There
me,
has to be.
it's really not much of a flex, because what does it take for it to actually be good besides you being healthy and you not being a slut and you having good hygiene? Like, it doesn't take much. Now, we want to talk about like her sex skills. Some girls' sex skills can be trash, but to me, like, a big part of sex is communication. So if the skills are trash, then you gotta coach them up. You know what I'm saying? Vice men or women.
Say vice
like,
versa.
you're supposed to let somebody know what you like, because we're all different. Like, you might be into something that I'm not into, or vice versa, or you might be more sensitive in an area than I am in certain parts of your shaft or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't like my balls touched.
See,
That
like,
shit's kind of ticklish. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump every trip.
See, like, okay, so I thought it was like you just didn't like the balls. Like, they just extra sensitive.
Extra sensitive. Like, I promise you, I'm like, chill.
See, so it's like, I feel like the skills part can be coached up as long as they're coachable, but and then smell, that's kind of hard to come back from, but it's possible. It's just about hygiene, and the thing about it, a lot of women be so focused on like cleaning, when it's really about what you eat and what you ingest and put into your body. Like, that goes on like just about all parts of your outside health is affected by what you put inside. So
That is very true. Same with men. Like, wow, like sometimes if your girl say your cum tastes like battery acid, that's a problem. That's a problem. Not gonna lie. Like, you need to start drinking more water, get some more fruits.
yeah.
Cause like it's the same word. Like, you be heavy drinking one night, bitch suck your dick. You be like, damn, this shit tasted like a shot. Like, I've legit had a girl. She already realized that. She was like, damn, that shit tastes like straight liquor. I was like, well, I was fucked up. Like, no, I wonder why it tasted like a shot. So exactly. So I feel like as long as you like eating the right shit, like, you'll be fine. Like,
And I think all of that is just about like proper communication, which is like, nowadays in this society, sex is so casual. People don't really know each other but be fucking. So they be scared to like communicate these certain things. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been through like the first time ever experiencing like a smelly vagina was I was probably in like 9th or 10th grade. Just a girl walked from let me see if I can tell you the location. So she, you know where Iron Gate is, right?
I know where Iron Gate is.
And you know where Fallen Creek Middle School is?
I know where Fallen Creek is.
Yeah, she walked about that distance, and it's a hot day in the summer. So which was that, about 3-4 miles?
Hell yeah, at least. Wait, what the fuck?
So she walked about that distance
for some dick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
She
City boys.
So she comes into my crib, and I'm not saying we get right to things. I ain't really going doing too much kissing because, mind you, like I didn't really know her. Like I probably knew her first name. That was about it. But she went to school with me, so like she pulls her pants down. I get behind there, slip my Jimmy cap on. I get in that thing. About really before the first stroke, I smelt the problem. I was like, "This is my first time dealing with this." The problem. This is my first time dealing with this though, so I'm like, all right, I keep going, a couple more strokes. Then I'm like, yo, I can't do this. So I stop. And I'm like, I look at my phone. I act like I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, oh, my mom's about to pull up. You gotta go. And I just got her up out of there I guess she walked home after that. I don't know what she did, but I got out.
Probably went to another nigga crib.
Closed the door, locked the door. Went and got the Febreze and started going crazy in my room because the smell was still lingering in there. I was about to throw up and start gagging and shit. Like, it was terrible.
Damn. Yeah, see, I ain't.
And I never communicated to her, like, what the real actual, like, problem was. I just never fucked with her again.
That's literally how it be. I ain't gonna lie, I've definitely had some smelly coochie, but it wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't nowhere near that bad. Like, I was near the coochie. I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but just know I was near the coochie. I smelt it.
I mean, so, like,
I don't want to talk about
a little, like, all day twang, like.
It wasn't no all day twang. I almost fucking threw the fuck up. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I almost threw the fuck up. Like, I was like, oh hell, like I like damn near like threw up in my mouth a little bit. I was like, oh hell no, I got it. Yeah. My dad called me anyway. I had to get the fuck home any goddamn way. But like, that shit was terrible. Yeah, that's. And the same thing, I never hit the joint again.
Yeah.
That should be dramatic though.
It do be traumatic. You don't know what I'm saying? You don't want to give her another chance type shit after that. And I'm pretty sure that's the same way a girl feel like, saying if a dude like too quick or whatever. But it's like, I just feel like it's so much worse because it's a smell. Like,
definitely. I've never heard of a girl smelling a dude. It was like completely repulsed. I mean, I've heard of it, but not like. I'm pretty sure the bitch still fucked him. So like, what the fuck?
I seen this fucking video. Shorty was like, not to get too raunchy, but she was like gagging on the dude, like while she was giving him head, and she like told him like, oh my god, you're like, it's your big stink and shit. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, like, and she just kind of kept going. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's a you problem though. You're just nasty. Yeah. Like, I promise you, if some shit's stinking, I gotta stop. Like, there's no way.
Cause I mean, girl, like if your balls a little bit sweaty, like she probably would keep going. Like, it's a little bit.
Hell yeah.
If you just finished like balling and before that you was out all day at work, so you got work sweat plus balls, hoop sweat, like you. If she really love you, she doing that. Like.
Definitely. But like, I feel the same thing about most females. Like, unless a female is like straight out the shower, I feel like she's gonna like. I feel like all vaginas have like not an odor, but they all have their own different kind of smells.
Like they're all they twang. You know what I'm saying? Like
and some twangs just different, and some twangs you just like more than other twangs. I feel like
give it the little seasoning.
Little flavor. Definitely, niggas fuck with the flavor. But that's okay. So and I feel like that's more so natural. Like, it might, yeah. What was the best? Never mind. We're gonna save that one. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, it's gonna have a little twang. So I feel like vice versa, the men might have a little twang, but as long as it's not too OP, where it's like it's stinking up a whole room, and you need to Febreze that bitch all the way down. Like, do you still like? Do you have you seen her? Do you know if she changed her diet at all? Like,
I don't know, bro. I would hope that as she grew older, she learned hygiene and proper eating and know not to walk 3-4 miles in jeans for dick. But hey,
definitely.
And as far boom, we got smell out the way. Wetness, we already talked about that. That's either her diet or you not turning her on enough. One or the other, or a combination of both.
Definitely.
And then, like, as far as tightness, if her wall is loose, she gotta start hitting them Kegels.
Kegels is crazy. And I feel like that's like in some shit you just can't control. You cannot like she probably can't control like the size of her coochie. Like, you know how like some coochies like thicker than others. Like that's like. Just like men can't control their dick size. Granted, you can add a couple inches. Like, probably if you lose some weight. Like, if you fat and your dick little, just lose weight. You'll be okay. But, like, the micro penises are crazy. Like, you're just fucked.
I think, like, as long as, like, a woman, she can control her grip strength. Like I said, she can do Kegels, which is just, like, flexing that muscle down there and shit like that. But
I was about to say, that's the same thing you do for men, too, right? It's not called Kegels, but...
I think it is called Kegels for men too, like flexing that muscle. I mean, that's what that's called. But as far as like for men, I think that just helps you keep more control of your release when you like work on that muscle as a man. But yeah, like as far as that, the only other thing is prevention and not fucking too many dudes, so you don't end up with a highly like loose vagina. No trains, you know. Like,
trains are crazy. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That's a whole nother topic. Like, would you cuff a girl that got a train ran on her?
No, hell no. Like, I don't think anybody should. Like,
niggas out here do it.
Yo, yeah.
I was about to say.
I know girls that used to get trained on back in the day, and like they have boyfriends. Some of them married now and all that. But usually the guy doesn't know, or the guy would never know. Like, hopefully he wasn't a part of the train and then decided like, yo, I really like that joke. Like,
that's crazy. Or be the nigga in the train that got her pregnant. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like that's just one of the big dumbest shit you can do. Like, get the wrong girl pregnant and getting like, especially like you know, like another, like a lot of other people had sex with, like, and you get her pregnant. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Everybody deserves love, but getting like the high school hope pregnant is crazy. You tweaked on that one. You definitely tweaked. Tweaked.
I seen like a post earlier. It was like about the it said like the worst thing you can do as a man is like have a ugly baby mama. Like just you got proof out here that you be raw dog and ugly jokes. Like,
that is crazy. That is crazy. And I feel like it's probably the same with like females too. Like, you got a nigga ugly, like that shit is crazy. You let that nigga be.
It depends though, cause like I said, like looks kind of don't really matter as much when it comes to women. Like, cause if he the nigga with the money, the other women are still gonna envy him. But like that's basically what it is when it comes to like women. Like, they don't want a man that no other woman wants.
That is true, but what if he broke too?
Like, you broke and ugly, you doing bad out here. Like, but
and then got a kid. Ew.
Usually, like ugly dudes from what I be seeing, like most of them, unless they on like drugs or some shit, they usually got their shit together because they not like too much worried about. They're not too much worried about women because they can't get them, so they usually more so focused on themselves and have a lot of substance to them. Like, a lot of like attractive people have zero substance because they've been so attractive. That's been their whole identity, is their looks.
That is very so true. That is very so true. So, hey, get some substance, man. Read a book.
Yeah.
No kizzy. No.
Boom. So this like next topic we're gonna talk about. So I saw this live from this dude from, he went to VSU, I believe, and I believe he was like a alpha or something. and he was just talking about like the practices and the hazing and the stuff that he went through to get into the organization or whatever. And it's always been like a topic because to me, I've been kind of against like these, not against them, but I'm just not really for these Black Greek organizations because it just seems like a lot of weird stuff that I be seeing people have to go through to get into them, as far as like having the men being forced to give other men sexual favors. I have a brother that's he's an alpha. He's part of the one of the Divine Nine organizations, and he we were talking about it, and he was like we were talking about it, and I was joking when I brought it up. I was like, damn, they had to like paddle you and all that stuff to get in there, and he was like, yeah, and I was like, I kind of believe like if you're a man and another man is spanking you on your bare ass with a paddle in front of other men, like I feel like that's kind of like homosexual behavior. Like, not to say I got anything wrong with that, but I didn't know like that's what these organizations are supposed to be about. And he like these organizations, they kind of like break you down to build you up like the army, but with that comes brainwashing. So when we talked about it, he's like, oh no, it's not gay, it's just a little paddling on my butt. But to me it just sounds crazy. Like this is something that's supposed to be like a brotherhood or something that I think at least that the purpose of it is supposed to be for connections, right? Like you're supposed to get into it. There's other people that's already been into it, and they're supposed to be in certain industries and other places and things like that. And these people are supposed to be able to help you, but you have to go through weird things like I put a raw egg in my mouth and then spit it into your mouth, and then you spit it into the next guy's mouth. But we got to swim across rivers and almost die, and sometimes people do die, and we might try to cover this, that, and that up. And we have these female sections that have their own organizations, and they have to do lesbian behavior and all types of stuff. To me, it's just like a lot of weird stuff going on.
Definitely. And you hit it on the head. There is a lot of weird stuff, but I don't feel like it's weird stuff in every single thing, though. Like, every chapter is probably going to be a little different for getting into it. But most of the time, what I have heard from men, it is very much so gay. Because if you are letting a man paddle your bare ass, you should think like, and like just put yourself outside of it. If you just walking and see somebody getting paddled straight on the street, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on? You feel me? It would make you think twice. It would make you think twice.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of these kids get taken advantage of because they want to be a part of something, or their parent was a part of something, so they have these expectations on them from their parents to make sure that they get into this same organization as well. And to me, I don't know, I just feel like they take advantage of people for their money. Are the connections worth it? That's debatable to me.
I was about to say, it's probably go person to person.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's kind of debatable. It depends on what you want to do. Like, you do have certain notable Black figures in certain like in certain places. A lot of it is in entertainment industries, as far as like, I know a lot of sports broadcasters that have been in there, and people working at ESPN, or just like college coaches and stuff like that. Like, and I personally I played college football, so I've seen the preferential treatment. I won't say favoritism, but it's damn near favoritism. But I've seen the preferential treatment that people get for being in those organizations. So I'll say like that part of it is like, it's just debatable to me. And then there's the aspect of how they kind of almost damn near act as if gangs when they go to like parties and shit, and they think like to me it's like, okay, the college parties, go ahead, do your little twerk line, step line thing, go ahead, do that. But when they try to bring it, I see the conflict when they try to bring it outside of that college atmosphere and do it in like certain clubs and stuff like that. Like that's when the conflict happens, because nobody respects it outside of a college atmosphere, and I think it's for a reason. I think people see these guys that were probably mostly lames growing up, and now they join these organizations and they feel like, oh, I got people with me. But that I've seen conflicts happen, and I've seen these frat guys get beat up over stuff like that. So to me, it's just questionable of how positive these groups are for the black community, if they're actually doing like the things that they need to be doing. Like, are they actually like pushing us forward, or this is just like, oh, we're all for ourselves type thing?
Definitely. And I was talking to an alpha the other day, an older gentleman. He asked me why I was in a fraternity. I was like, nah. He was like, okay, it has like really good things in it. I was like, and I was listening to what he had to say. But at the end of the day, I feel like as if like, yeah, if you want to do it, go ahead, no judgment. But at the end of the day, like, know like what kind of person you are, like what kind of person you are like before. Like, don't make that your whole identity.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what too many people try to do. Like, they become an alpha or a Q dog, and then that's just on their whole entire identity. That's not good. And especially for the simple fact, you're still you, like you're still a person with a name. Like, just cause you're a Q dog, you get no really respect outside of that shit. Like on college campus, I feel like, yeah, oh, there's that Q dog, that cool Q dog, yeah. But like when you start like moving outside of that, nobody gives a fuck that you're a Q, my nigga. You can get your ass beat the same fucking way.
Yeah.
Like real life, that's how it really be.
Tough shit, and it's like, I don't know. I just see too many of them. They'll get like suspended for a few years because of some sexual like assault or all like a lot of different type of shit just be happening. To me, it was like, I just don't know if they're quote unquote good for the black community. It's very, very, very questionable.
Definitely. And I have a lot of cousins. I know a couple AKs. What's your favorite sorority?
I mean, from the AKAs, just have seen and from experience are like the most like promiscuous. You know what I'm saying?
Promiscuous.
Like, yeah, like I've had a lot of experience with them, so that's what I don't know if that makes them my favorite, but I guess it does.
Let's say AKs. Me personally, I love AKs. Boom. But but at the same time, and I feel like knowing that, like, you have to pay like so often just to be considered an AK. Like,
I think it's like yearly dues.
Definitely. And I feel like that's crazy just to be able to wear like their colors. Mm-hmm. And I feel like some people just get nothing back from it, if you get what I mean. Unless you're in that college standing. I feel like it's cool when you're there, but as you go out, like, granted, yeah, you could definitely meet somebody that's another alpha or an AKA, and they can help you. But most of the time, it's just going to be a conversation. Like,
yeah, a lot of them I be seeing. Like, I mean, yeah, you have Kamala Harris. Yeah, she made it to vice president. But then you also have guys that I know to join, and they end up working security, and they still go to college parties as the years go on. They still going to college parties and working menial jobs. It's like, and then I've seen people get taken advantage of, like just doing menial tasks, like mowing people's lawns and not getting recognition. Like, I know a dude, he was gonna be a Q, but they started making him do shit that he wasn't getting recognition for, like washing their cars, but he was trying to get into a graduate chapter, which I've heard is like less hazing and stuff, because it's like after you in school rather than undergrad is where it's like, that's why I heard it's like kind of the worst. But
definitely. And I feel like to be in that, you got to be a different kind of person. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I feel like you can't be a leader until you've been a follower.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like to follow someone to that understanding, without like really even knowing who they are, just knowing it's an organization. It's kind of weird.
That's what the point I was gonna get to, because like me, I'm more so of like non-conformist type person.
Exactly.
So to me, it's just crazy. It's crazy to hear anybody say they had to do sexual favors or get paddled or anything just to be a part of something. Like, just to be a part of something. Like that just doesn't make sense to me. Like if it was just you pay your way in and things like that, but you got to get beat up and
you got to pay. They low key finessing.
Yeah.
Fuck what I was about to say. You got to pay and they get to beat your ass. That's like giving a bully money to beat your ass.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You getting beat up, hazed, humiliated.
Belittled.
I don't know. I just think if it wasn't all that extra shit that go with it, though, I guess everybody would be. They'd probably be too full. I guess if they wasn't doing shit like that. But I don't know. I've just seen too many of them get exposed and too many horror stories for me to say like it's something that's necessary for people to do.
Definitely. Because it's one thing to be like on the football team. Like, granted, if y'all really sweet, y'all gonna do some dumb shit. Like, I feel like any sweet football team, y'all have done dumb shit or like not necessarily hazing, but like it's like you do brotherly shit, but it's not gay. Nothing is like legit can be. Yeah. Some can be seen as gay, but it's really not gay. If you get what I mean, because we're not paddling each other. Like the most thing we might fight, like we might legit fight. Like if it was just on some hand-to-hand combat, I'd be like, all right, we might pour water on each other, doing like little dumb shit. Yeah. But when it comes down to spitting in people's mouths, I feel like you're crossing that line. And then with football, like we have an ultimate goal at the end of this. The ultimate goal is to win a championship or win a Super Bowl, whatever you're trying to do. I don't see the ultimate goal in joining a fraternity because nothing is guaranteed. It's not guaranteed somebody from that fraternity is going to help you on later down the line. It's not. You might not even talk to. I know people, they don't even talk to their line at all.
They don't talk to them. I know people that left or just end up denouncing it for whatever reason, and it's usually because of some horror story behind it.
Literally. So I feel like if it's for you, it's for you, but like you should really think about it. Like what makes you want to conform to that way?
And if you're in it and you really like very prideful about it, like be the change or just be
different.
Yeah, I was about to say. Saying like don't let certain shit like keep going on. Like you should feel very like highly upset when people coming out and talking about something that you're supposed to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? Like you should definitely feel some type of way about it. But if you just kind of just hiding it or just saying like, oh no, he said we're gay because we got paddled and that's not gay, and we're gonna keep doing it anyway and blah 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 blah. Like you that type of dude, like you're part of the problem.
Literally, you're part of the problem.
You're part of the problem, and you questionable and sus as fuck. Like
definitely sus as fuck.
Whatever type shit y'all into, like
literally, and that's okay. Yeah. Like if y'all into that freak shit, just say y'all into that freak shit, but don't be like we
know. Like that's what it is. Like don't be behind closed doors. Like I don't know if dude from VSU is lying or not, but he said y'all was forcing him to do like sexual favors. He said like they rented out a hotel and was fucking in the rooms and like men on men type stuff. Like it's again, we ain't got no problem with none of that, but it just sound weird. Like you like, and he put names to the shit. Like he just called people out. Like crazy. he was putting people profiles up. Like I don't know. Like y'all got some shit, and like me, like I said, I got a brother in that shit, and like, you know what I'm saying, like we gonna have conversations probably after this about the shit, but it just is what it is. Like everybody around me know like how I feel is how I feel, you know what I'm saying.
And hey, gotta love it.